If you run a company or a team, there is a good chance you have already spent money on AI. Licenses, subscriptions, maybe a big project. And there is even better chance the results disappointed you. 3 big reports this quarter from KPMG, like PwC, all says the same thing. Over 80% of companies see no real impact on their bottom line from AI, even though almost everyone is already using something. Hi, my name is Andrew Zubko. Today I want to break down why that happens. Not theory, real examples from real companies and what to actually do about it, okay? So let's start with the most common picture I see. A company buys cloud licenses for the whole team. Good intention, right move on paper, but nobody explains the basics, like the fact that tokens run out fast, especially when everyone defaults to Opus model because it sounds like the best one. It is. Nobody explains that Opus is for generally complex tasks that needs deep reasoning. Like Sonnet model handles 90% of daily work just fine. Other models are noticeably weaker, so no reason for touch them and spend time. So what happens? Managers hit limits on day 2. Analysts give up after a week, and a month after, the official company opinion is it does not work for us. Same company buys Copilot for developers. Basic plan, zero guidance, same limit problems, and even when limits are not the issue, there is another problem. Nobody wants to properly review AI-generated code. And honestly, I get it. Most people assume that because AI writes the code, developers now have less work. But reviewing someone else's code properly is actually harder than writing it yourself. You have to understand the logic, check edge cases, make sure it does not break something else. And there is one more thing most people don't think about. Before, a developer would get 1 code review request per day, okay? Now AI can send code for review every minute. So the review workload didn't go down, it went up dramatically, and people are not ready for that, either process-wise or mentally. The result, licenses paid, tools sitting there, leadership decides AI just is not for them, okay? The real story is simpler. The rollout was just done badly. Now, let's talk about data. And there is a very clear example here. IBM Watson Health, probably the most expensive AI failure in corporate history. One of. IBM spent over $4 billion, years of work, world-class engineers. The goal was to help doctors make treatment decisions for cancer patients. But there was a fundamental problem. Watson for oncology was trained mostly on hypothetical scenarios and rules prepared by a small group of experts, not on real clinical cases at any meaningful scale. When the system met real medicine, it had nothing solid to stand on. Doctors didn't trust the recommendations, workload didn't change, the system never took hold. At some point, IBM just sold this division and lost. This wasn't a failure of AI as a technology, it was a failure of preparation. The foundation was wrong from the start. Now, let me tell you about 2 companies that did the opposite. That's from my real experience. The first one, a drone manufacturing and software company, around 500 people. Before touching any AI, they did the work most companies skip because it feels like unglamorous. They cleaned and structured all the data, built one unified pipeline, and connected Live information feeds, supplier updates, market changes, new components, technical documentation, all in real time. Only after that they built one thing on top of that foundation: a voice and chat assistant for every employee. Not another chatbot with generic answers, but something that actually knows this specific company, knows the product, the assembly process, the software requirements, the current workflows. Any employee can ask about any part of the work and get an answer with real context, not from the internet, but from the company's own knowledge. So what changed? Managers spend 80% less time on onboarding new people. What used to take weeks on hand-holding now happens through the assistant. 50% less time goes into supporting the team days to day. Fewer, does anyone know where this is? Messages, less waiting for someone to free up an answer. And knowledge does not disappear when someone leaves the company. It stays in the system, up to date. The second story is about developers and code review. Same logic applied to specific pain point. A dev team connected to the code review process, not just AI, but AI with full company context, all requirement documents, active Jira tickets, project specifications, company standards, architectural decisions. And what did that change? Before, code review meant, is this code written correctly? And now it means, does this code actually match what we were supposed to build? That's completely different level of check, right? And the result, code quality went up, bugs count dropped, time between writing the feature and shipping to production got shorter. And importantly, developers stopped being afraid to review AI-generated code, because now they have a tool that handles the first layer of checking. The person focuses on logic and architecture, not just syntax, okay? What do these two successful stories have in common? Neither of them started with the tool. They started with the foundation. There is a clear order of operation that actually works. First, data. Clean it, structure it, bring it to one place. Keep it updated in real time. Without this step, everything else is building on sand. Second, processes. Before adding AI, decide exactly what it will do, which specific task, who checks the output, how it fits into your real process. And third, the tool. Only after the first two steps, it does make sense to pick the specific tool. The fourth, the measurement from day one. Otherwise, 6 months later, you cannot answer a simple question. What actually changed? And most companies do it backwards. Buy the tool, discover the data is mess, try to train the people without changing the real process, and then wonder why nothing works. One last thing. The companies winning with AI right now not are the ones who spend the most, and not the ones who were first to buy the newest model. They are the ones disciplined enough to do the boring work first. Prepare the data, redesign the process, then add the tool. AI does not save badly organized companies. It amplifies what's already there. If you have order, AI makes you faster. If you have chaos, AI makes the chaos faster. If you want to figure out how to actually do this in your company, text me below and let's talk. Thank you. Bye.